The rock. What does the fruit look like on that tree? Matthew chapter 7, starting at verse 17. Even so, every good tree bears good fruit, but a bad tree bears bad fruit. A good tree cannot bear bad fruit, nor can a bad tree bear good fruit. Every tree that does not bear good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire. Therefore, by their fruits you will know them. Don't stop right there. Continue reading it as if it's one conversation, one train of thought. Let's go, verse 21. Not everyone who says to me, Adonaiah, Adonaiah, shall enter the kingdom of heaven, but he who does the will of my Father in heaven. Many will say to me in that day, Adonaiah, Adonaiah, have we not prophesied in your name, cast out demons in your name, and done many wonders in your name? And then I will declare to them, I never knew you. Depart from me, you who practice lawlessness. Keep reading. Act like it's one conversation. Let's go to verse 24. Therefore, whoever hears these sayings of mine and does them, and does them, and does them, I will liken them to a wise man who built his house on the rock, on the rock, on the rock. And the rain descended, the floods came, and the winds blew and beat on that house, and it did not fall, for it was founded on the rock. It was founded on the rock. Let's keep going. Treat it like one piece of dialogue contextually. Look at verse 26. But everyone who hears these sayings of mine and does not do them, will be like a foolish man who built his house on the sand. And the rain descended, the floods came, and the winds blew and beat on that house, and it fell, and great was its fall. And so it was, when Yahushua had ended these sayings, that the people were astonished at his teaching, for he taught them as one having authority, and not as the scribes. 1 Corinthians chapter 10, starting at verse 1. Israel has been in continuous, perpetual slaveries, in and out of slaveries. Moreover, brethren, I do not want you to be unaware that all our fathers were under the cloud, all passed through the sea, all were baptized into Moses in the cloud and in the sea. All ate the same spiritual food, and all drank the same spiritual drink, for they drank of that spiritual rock. They drank of that spiritual rock. They drank of that spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Mashiach. And that rock was Mashiach. But with most of them, Elohim, Yah, was not well pleased, for their bodies were scattered in the wilderness. You should think about why he's still using these examples from the Old Testament. Because Yahweh does not change. Let's keep reading it. Verse 6. Now these things became our examples. See? To the intent that we should not lust after evil things as they also lusted. And do not become idolaters. Do not become idolaters. Idolatry, violation of the commandments, violation of the Thawara, violation of the law, violation of the Torah. And do not become idolaters, as were some of them, as it is written, the people sat down to eat and drink and rose up to play. Sounds familiar this modern day. Look at verse 8. Nor let us commit sexual immorality as some of them did, and in one day 23,000 fell. Nor let us tempt Mashiach, as some of them also tempted. Nor let us tempt Mashiach, as some of them also tempted, and were destroyed by serpents. Nor complain, as some of them also complained and were destroyed by the destroyer. Now all these things happened to them as examples, and they were written for our admonition, upon whom the ends of the ages have come. Don't fall for the same thing they fell for. Therefore, let him who thinks he stands take heed lest he fall. Yahweh does not change. 1 Peter chapter 2, starting at verse 7. Therefore, to you who believe, he is precious. But to those who are disobedient, the stone which the builders rejected has become the chief cornerstone, and a stone of stumbling, and a rock of offense, and a rock of offense, and a rock of offense. They stumble, being disobedient to the word, which they also were appointed. They stumble, being disobedient to the word, which they also were appointed. The same rock that can save you, the same rock that can deliver you, is that same rock that if you don't do what you're commanded to do, you will stumble upon. You will stumble out of the way. Your choice. Shalom.